Bah! Okay, so today I'm going to talk about creatine. My last video, I mentioned creatine in there. I didn't really give too many specifics, but I wanted to go ahead and make a video on creatine so you guys know what I'm talking about. So, the benefits of creatine, what creatine is, what it does, what it helps with, everything. And yeah, did you notice? I'm guessing you noticed. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, cut my hair finally. Well, not finally, I just decided to get a haircut, I guess. Looking kind of nice, clean cut. Before, I was just looking a little bit like Logan. Might have been my nickname. But anyway, back to creatine. So the benefits of using creatine, we have muscle strength, sprinting, enhanced recovery, and brain function. I'm going to cover every single one of those. In this hopefully short video, which they usually run over 10 minutes, I'm going to try to make this faster for you guys. So ATP uses creatine. It's almost like the gasoline to ATP's car. So basically creatine is a supplement that you could take and helps the body in high intensity workouts. Hence bodybuilding, running, sprinting, swimming, anything physical. We'll get to the mental stuff later. It strengthens basically all the muscle contraction. So therefore, when you're on it, you could work out heavier, pump out more reps, and possibly a little longer. And so therefore, beating the hell out of your muscles more and promoting muscle growth. It does this mainly through creatine phosphate, which is a molecule that is stored in your muscle cell, which supplies the 11B muscle fibers, which basically helps with explosive movements and throwing 350 pounds off your chest. Slow twitch muscle fibers are basically long distance runners or swimmers, and maybe I'll make a video on that too. But with the extra energy of these fast twitch muscle fibers and the energy they get from the creatine helps promote muscle growth because you're throwing around more weight and pumping out more reps, which is detrimental for bodybuilding and definitely natural bodybuilding. In 2004, they did a study with some long distance runners, and they had half of the group on creatine, half of the group not on creatine. And the subjects that were on the creatine had reduced muscle cell damage and inflammation, which I know what you're probably thinking. You get damage to your muscles when you work out, hence that's why they rebuild themselves and grow. But with this, it basically means that your body is recovering faster. So that's why a lot of strength athletes and endurance athletes use creatine. So you may have heard about creatine making your muscles all swole and bloating you out. That is not the case. And you could even stay on creatine while you're cutting, even right before competition. You could take it up to the day of and you're fine. You're not going to look bloated or have less definition or anything like that. And come on, wouldn't you take creatine if it made your muscles all swole? Fucking oh, fuck yeah. That basically just comes from a 3-day study that was done on sprinters. They had the participants bulk up on creatine and then had them do all their sprints. 3 days later, they measured the circumference of their thighs and there was a 6.6% increase in thigh volume. That is a small percent increase and you will not notice a difference. I did not notice a difference. My friends that have gotten on creatine haven't noticed a difference in muscle size or volume. So I'm guessing you won't notice a difference either. And if you do, it's just very, very minimal in muscle size. Depending on your weight, people have gained up to 6 pounds of body weight in the first few weeks of taking creatine, which is basically caused by a little bit more added water weight, but not really in your fat, it's more in your muscle. And again, it is a minimal difference that you would see if you even see any difference in that. Creatine also puts less of a drain on your kidneys and liver because your body doesn't need to synthesize as much creatine from amino acids. Creatine, especially creatine monohydrate, is one of the most widely researched supplements you can take. So there's a lot of good articles and scientific papers on it, and it is very safe. Having adverse side effects to it is pretty much none. And creatine helping out your brain and brain functionality was published in a neuroscience study that showed that creatine actually helped the human brain survive longer underneath certain neurological disorders. Creatine was thought to enhance the brain's ability to survive and slow down neurogenic neurodegenerative disorders. There's also a study when they took vegans and vegetarians, and through a 6-week study took half of them and put them on creatine, and the other half they used something else, just for the placebo effect. Probably just a sugar pill or water pill, something like that. And the subjects on the creatine had a lot better short-term memory. Now, they use vegans and vegetarians because you get creatine through different sources and meats throughout your daily diet. So red meat has a lot of creatine, but in order to get the amount that you get from taking actual creatine supplement, creatine monohydrate, you would have to eat a ton of meat. It's something crazy, like you probably couldn't even do it. It's like 5 pounds of meat or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's a ton of meat. So vegans and vegetarians, they don't get creatine, so they suffer from that deficiency, even when trying to keep a healthy diet. So before all the vegans and vegetarians freak out on me, I'm just reading the study. Don't hate the messenger. But the subjects on creatine had better short-term memory. It was also shown that it might help diabetic subjects improve their glucose tolerance, because one of the glucose transporters actually uses creatine throughout its process. It's also been shown that it might actually slow down muscle loss through age. For the study on that, they used 28 men and women and split them up, put 14 of them on creatine, 14 of them on the fake placebo, whatever. The 14 that were on the creatine all experienced more muscle gain and fat-free mass than the other 14. This is why I put my mom on creatine and I make her take it. And I'm gonna make my damn dad take it too. So with the safety of creatine, there's really been no proven studies or good scientific evidence saying that creatine harms your liver or your kidneys. Now, it can cause stomach pain, diarrhea, cramping, nausea if you take it maybe on a empty stomach. I've yet to experience any of those, and everyone that I've ever put on creatine has yet to experience anything like that either. So with all these improvements you get by it, it greatly outweighs all this other stuff. Unless you get fucking severe stomach cramps and the shits every time you take it, you should probably take it. Unless a doctor tells you not to for some reason. But if you do take it, you could look forward to increased muscle size, gains from being able to work out harder, maximizing your strength and power and sprinting performance, improves recovery from some of those things, enhances bone regeneration, and is good for people like vegans and vegetarians who are not getting it in their food sources. It enhances the marker, alkaline phosphate, for muscle growth. So if you're an athlete or a bodybuilder or just aging, have a neurodegenerative disorder, or your diet does not include meat, get yourself some damn creatine. I've been on it for forever and haven't had any ill side effects. Sometimes I'll cycle off of it accidentally. I'll go on vacation, I'll forget to bring it or something like that, and then I'll cycle back on. I usually don't cycle off of it. I don't really notice a difference between when I'm on it and when I'm not on it during that week period. But I hope this was informative to you guys. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. If you have any suggestions for another video, leave that below too. Like the video if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe right here. And if you want to see any other videos right here, this is Julian from RawPhysique. You can visit my website, julian-rawphysique.com. And you all be safe and work on those gains. Peace.